Hey you guys, so I don't know when you're gonna see this video or what it's gonna be clipped together with because I have like a ton of footage that's all random from all over the place, but it's Saturday morning and I've got a couple of friends in town which I'll introduce you to in a little bit, but we just got to the Sylvan Farm store. This is pretty close to my house here in South Carolina, and today is their grand opening. And I'm really excited to have a local place to buy groceries. And I figured I would turn the camera on because if you're local to me, this might be of interest to you. And if you're not, you might like to see it anyway. What do you think, Ben? You ready to go check? You ready to go check it out? Hey, guess what? Today is Ben's last day to be 6. The last day. Okay. You see those balloons? That's cool, huh? Ben, are you doing a happy dance? I cannot believe this place opened up like so close to my house. This is awesome. Yeah. What a great resource to have right down the road. We've got lots of local food, locally made cheese, lots of local meat. I'm excited. We got some andouille sausage, which you don't see a whole lot of that here in South Carolina. That's a Louisiana thing, and we're pretty far from there. And got some good veggies and stuff. We're excited. Thank you guys so much. We're so excited.
Absolutely.
What an incredible resource to have so close. His birthday's tomorrow.
How old are you going to be? Oh my gosh, you're going to be so big. That's awesome. Happy early birthday, dude.
Say thank you. Hey, birthday boy. Woo, it's warm out here. Good morning, you guys. This is Benjamin's birthday. He is a 7-year-old. It is so warm out here. I'm actually, let me check in here. Can you unzip this, Ben? From the bottom? I actually think maybe we need to open this up. Nothing has sprouted yet. I mean, it's still got moisture, but we'll just leave it kind of open so it can air out a bit. It's pretty warm in there. Right now it's about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I think 21 Celsius. It's so nice outside. Bless you. But, you know, Ben, 7 years ago today, we were in Arkansas and it was an ice storm. You were born in an ice storm. Oh. So Anna had 2 beautiful little doelings last night. I'm sure I've had a lot of doelings this year. So we experienced a first on our farm yesterday. My vlogging the last couple of days has been very sporadic, little bits and pieces here and there, as you guys have seen. I'm gonna piece it all together. I don't know when you're gonna see everything. However, yesterday we experienced a first, which was Hope actually got sick. And you can still see that she's not 100% herself. She's just missing some of her usual sass. And she also, she's just very subdued. Basically, yesterday we came out and we put Hope on the stanchion. Of course, we've been working with her to take Heffy, the calf. We're actually feeding her in a stall with Heffy where she spends the night, and we're trying to teach Heffy how to like sneak in from behind to get milk like a ninja, because Heffy's really timid and when Hope kicks her she just gives up, which is not good because she needs to drink milk, because she needs to grow right. Well, we've been going through all that. Well, we worked with her one night, everything seemed fine, and then we came out the next morning, we put her food in and she just wouldn't eat it. And Hope is like a vacuum cleaner. Like you drop her food in the trough and you've got like 13 minutes to milk this cow all the way out, because she's gonna eat that food so fast. So for her to not eat is really uncharacteristic. So we brought her in and put her in the stanchion and put more food in, and she just stood there. And then I got down to milk her, and as soon as I put my hands on her udder and her teats, I just knew. And it's kind of that thing, like that mama instinct, like when your kids come to you and they touch you and for just a second their hands on you and you're like, you have a fever, because you're so used to how their touch feels that you know when it's different. And I realized at that point, like, I have reached the mama stage with Hope, because I put my hands on her. I was like, she's sick, she has a fever. And we took her temperature. It was 104.5, which is high. And I was texting Hannah, and she gave me the vet's number, and we just immediately called the vet. Are you petting on Helen? Yeah?
She doesn't care.
No, she doesn't care. She likes the attention, especially from a 7-year-old. Helen's finishing her food right now. So the thing with a dairy cow is, for me, where we are, this was actually the 3rd time in 8 years of homesteading that we've called a vet, the 3rd. And the 2nd was really just for blood testing, not for treatment. I knew how to do the treatment, but I needed blood tests to confirm that some of the goats that I had gotten were not well. So, like, I'm a big believer in doing what you can yourself, and I think that that's a really vital part of having an actual working farm. And you always have a cap of, like, what you're willing to spend.
Mom, food.
Well, why don't you go get her just a little bit more out of a little bit of a scoop. So the way it works on our farm is we just have like a cap of what we're willing to spend for each animal, and it really depends on what that animal's overall value to the farm is, as well as the emotional value and all of that. So, like, for instance, obviously, like, I would spend more on veterinary bills for my dog Bear than I would for a laying hen. I would spend more on a young goat than I would on a very old goat that's just not productive anymore. And I know for people who do not have a farm, this is really hard to wrap your head around. And I even get like hateful comments sometimes of people being like, you shouldn't even have these animals if you're not willing to save their life. I mean, to me, it makes absolutely no financial sense to say I'll spend $200 in vet bills on a chicken that would cost $3 to replace as a chick, or $20 to replace with another grown hen. That doesn't make any sense. And the butchered value of that chicken is what, 15 bucks? Like, it doesn't make any sense to spend that kind of money unless there's some sort of emotional attachment. But with a dairy cow, it's kind of one of those things, especially a dairy cow like Hope. Hope is a really good cow. She's sassy, don't get me wrong, she's sassy, but she has perfect teats. She's so easy to hand milk. She births well. She raises her calves well. I know her well. I know where she came from. She's a really good cow. And when it comes to an animal like that you already have a lot of money in, because they're not cheap to buy. And also, it would not be so simple to go find another cow of that caliber. And so you don't even think twice. When that cow is sick and you don't know exactly what to do about it, you don't know exactly what's going on, you call the vet and you pay what it costs. So Hope had early onset pneumonia. The vet thinks that was likely because of the weather changing so much. Because right now, in this last couple weeks, we're going from like freezing, rainy, very warm. I mean, some of our highs right now are nearly 90, which is 32 Celsius for people who aren't here. Like, I mean, very warm, from freezing to very warm. And the vet just thinks that she got some, just got a little sick from that weather fluctuation. So she's been treated now. And she is on the mend. She's seeming a lot better today. She's still subdued, but gosh, yesterday she was just laying down with like her head on the ground, and I was like, oh my God, I hate to see her like that. All right, let's come check over here. Hey, little mama. Hey, little mama. So Anna was one that I wasn't 100% sure how she would do as a mama. She's only ever kidded on my farm once, and that kid passed away. So I wasn't there when he was born. I was out of town, and Maya had found her in labor, and then she had the kid and she cleaned it off, and we were like, okay, she's taking care of him. Well, he went out later that night and the kid was lethargic, and it was very cold outside, and we didn't know if she rejected him, if there was something wrong with him, and Jeremiah tried really hard to save him, but the kid passed away anyway. So we weren't really 100% sure if that was circumstantial, if there was actually something wrong with the kid that we just couldn't see, if she wasn't a good mom, but she's a good mom. Her udder is empty on one side this morning, and these kids have clearly been eating colostrum. They're super cute little seal colored dolings. Pretty adorable. I'm gonna have to make sure they eat off that other side because she's looking pretty lopsided. Good job, Mama. Good job. So my new problem with making videos, since they clear cut all of these trees next to our property, is the wind. Like, I have this amazing camera that is more or less useless with the wind noise. So, GoPro to the rescue. You got your sourdough sitting over there in the sun.
Yep.
So last night, Josh made really good sourdough pizza crust. So we were making pizza in our pizza oven, and he's like, well, I have a really good sourdough recipe. I'm like, well, I haven't done sourdough pizza crust, and I will definitely be doing that.
It's probably like the best one that I've tried so far. So
yeah, that pizza
really
last night
good.
was really good.
Yeah.
I've thought about it again. That's always a mark
You
of a
had
good
dreams about
recipe. Whenever you're like thinking about it hours after you ate it. Yeah, those need watering. I just checked on them. It's just really warm in there. I know you're ready to go home, sleeping in your own bed tonight.
Oh yes, yeah.
So we
That'll be
were the last stop on Josh and Jordan's trip. How far west did y'all go?
We went all the way to Southern California.
Wow, so they went from North Carolina to Southern California and back, and we were the last stop on the trip, and they were delivering puppies, which is really cool. They breed Aussies, and they are just very calculated working dogs. They're like, they breed for working dog traits and make excellent dogs. The girls helped round up the goats yesterday, and it was pretty cool to see them work. It's really neat to see a dog do what they're bred to do. And they went out and they rounded up the goats. It was awesome. So thank you guys for coming to visit us.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, we had a great visit and lots of good talks and good pizza. So,
well, we appreciate the hospitality.
yeah, absolutely. We had a great visit with Josh and Jordan. They're so sweet. They actually came and visited our farm in Arkansas the last puppy trip. And so it was really sweet to get to have them back again. Tank top guy rides again. Is this where livestock guardians go? Is this where they go now? All right, guys, so it's actually the next day. This vlog has been short, sweet, and scattered. And I needed to follow up. I needed to finish this video, but I wanted to follow up. So Josh and Jordan from Working Aussie's Homestead, which you just met, they brought their sourdough stuff and we made the sourdough pizza dough. But Josh also left me some of his sourdough starter, which he called Josie. And I had some other sourdough starter. I had one that had like grown sentience on the counter. It had some gray bacteria growing on top. So I actually tossed that one because I had a backup in the fridge. I have Jill's Otis, and now I have Josh's Josie. Jeremiah said he wants to mix them all together, and she wants to call Jean Valjean. Was a little Les Mis reference for those of you familiar with it. He went to jail for stealing a loaf of bread. You get it. I thought it was pretty clever. But check out this loaf. So this is from Josh's Josie starter. How beautiful is this? I think today the 2 loaves I made off that starter have been just the most lovely loaves I've ever done. I feel like I'm finally getting the hang of sourdough. It's kind of reached the point where I don't feel like it's a fluke when I have success. I had another loaf I pulled out of the oven today, if this tells you how good it was. It's gone. So I'll put a link to Working Aussie's Homestead so you guys can check them out. And also for you local people, I will put a link. I think that Sylvan Farm has a Facebook page, I'm pretty sure. I'll link that if I can find it. So thank you guys for hanging out with me over the course of these few days. We had a really sweet time for Benjamin's birthday, and now we are getting ready for Toby's birthday, which is coming up later in the week. It's a busy week for us. And then 3 days later is Noah's birthday. So we have multiple family birthdays this week. And funnily enough, since I talk about that, so many of you tell me it's my birthday too. So happy birthday to you also. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. I bless you. Until next time.